I'm here with my coworker, Joshua Gregorio. We'll be talking today about what it looks like to purchase a home that's new construction, a brand new build. So if you like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell button for future notifications on new videos that are coming out all the time. So today, let's talk a little bit about some tips when buying new construction. Often, a lot of people come through our office and we get a number of different buyers, a lot of times getting into the market for the first time. And you, a lot of times, can be really overwhelmed with all the different types of homes, right? Are you looking for something existing, a new neighborhood? And sometimes people are like, you know what? I just want to build a brand new home, something that no one's ever lived in. Let's do new construction.
Yes.
And so that's a whole different animal. Like, what do you think that really looks like? We try and set the precedent about, the right expectations. And so we have a lot of tips to talk about for buying new construction.
Yep.
The number one tip, what do you think, Josh?
I believe if you're going to be doing new construction, Lindsay, you need to work with an agent who specializes in new construction.
Absolutely.
The last thing you want to do is work with an agent who has never done one before, and they're going to be using you as a guinea pig throughout the entire process, and they're going to be learning right along with you.
Yeah.
You do not want that. You want someone that is experienced to show you the way, to set expectations, to let you know what can happen, what might happen. It's very, very important. So first thing, work with an agent that specializes in new construction.
Yeah, and definitely working with a new agent with an agent that specializes in new construction, it has its advantages, right? So they have a lot of vendors that they work with. They might know of a lot of different builders in the area. They might know of different lenders that loan on new construction. One of the biggest things is often you might not be completely familiar with all the developments in the area.
Yes.
They will definitely know where the new developments are going in, and how to navigate that process and find the right home for you.
Yep.
What are some other things working with a new construction specified agent that could help them?
Yeah, those types of agents usually have the know and the back door to what's happening in newer communities, what's happening in HOAs. They can tell you the different types of amenities that might happen. Another part that's really important too, as they start to get to know who you are, understand what you're looking for, understand the season of life that you're in, that's really going to benefit you because they're going to be able to tell you what new construction developments are going to benefit that. For example, there is 55 plus communities out there. Those types of communities are obviously going to be much quieter, and you can only get to them if you're 55 and older. Or if there's a new construction or an HOA, a development that has a park nearby. It's going to be super, super attractive for anyone with families or even anyone who is wanting to have families and babysit their nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
There's all different types of reasons why you need to get connected with an agent that knows all the different types of developments, because that is their job. Their job is to know what developments are happening, what amenities they provide, and their job is to be essentially, local experts in the economy and what's happening.
Yeah, and a good example of that is, we regularly attend Chamber of Commerce meetings. And so knowing about new builds, things that are happening, we'll know if you're wanting to particularly look in a development area and you think it's a good area, but I might know that they're actually putting in like a mega shopping complex right around the corner, and you personally might not want to be right next to that, So just kind of knowing those things and working with a licensed professional is going to help you tremendously. I think the next really big key takeaway from this is not only working with a licensed real estate professional, but a certified lender that works specifically with construction. What do you think?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of working with an experienced agent who has done new construction before, same goes with the lender. If you're going to work with a lender to help you do new construction, the last thing you want to do is work with a lender that hasn't done one before.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the guinea pig when it comes to the biggest purchase of your life. Trust me, I've seen it happen. It is not good.
Yeah.
Working with a lender that has done new construction before can really set the expectation for you as far as timelines, documents, what you need to bring in. there's just a multitude of things that working with an experienced lender in that facet will be a large benefit.
Yeah. And working with a licensed agent can put you in the direction of an experienced lender as well. Since we work with them all the time, we know different lenders in the area that specialize in different things. And one of the things is, if you're buying a home, you're already thinking about moving, you're relocating the kids to school, you're thinking about all the different fixtures that are going into this new build. All of that can be so much. And then to add on top of it, if you're working with different types of lenders, there can be different types of financing that goes along with that. So sometimes you can finance the land and sign a sale contract on that, and then have to do a separate contract for the construction loan itself. A lot of times all that extra paperwork can be such a big headache on top of everything else that I mentioned. That just can be a lot. And then often they will, at the end of the build, once you get a certificate for occupancy, they'll refi that loan and combine the two into one. However, some other lenders that work in new construction relatively often, they provide different products. So they can do a single signing. So they can do one time for all the loans. You don't have to do all that extra red tape, which is super duper nice.
Yes, absolutely. Less moving parts.
Yeah, lots of moving parts with the new construction. And so, working with your licensed professionals, you'll also really want to do a little bit of due diligence and figure out, who's the builder? Ask those questions. Ask your agent, like, what's the reputability of that builder? What does that look like,
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, understanding that you're making the largest purchase in your life, you need to do some research. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but even when I'm spending $20, $40 on Amazon, I'm doing research, looking at reviews, trying to figure out feedback. If you're going to be purchasing a home, potentially spending upwards of $500, $600, even $1 million, know who is building your home.
Yeah, and you want to start those conversations early too. Especially, you're building your dream home, you have the right to pick the different fixtures, look at different stone, in the kitchen or in your bathroom and different things, really customize it along the way. And having that narrative with the builder, that's a huge advantage to you. But also, you could use that as your moment to kind of spot some red flags along the way. If they're not willing to provide you with those different options or work with you as a client, it might be time to walk away from something like that and maybe find a different property, work with your agent,
Since we're on the topic of builders, it is very important to figure out the reputation, the past client experience. Were they happy? Were timelines met? Was it a hair-pulling process? Or was it an overall explosive failure in a bombshell? Make sure to find out all the different reviews. That's also why it's very important to work with an agent that's done new construction before, because they're able to look up whether or not this builder has liens on any of their existing builds, or if it has a clear title or not. All of that information is very, very crucial, especially when it comes to building a brand.
So once you've started working with a licensed real estate agent, you've found your lender and you've done your research on your builder, what you definitely want to do after that is make sure to research not only the lot and the development itself, but your specific lot that you're going to be putting your home at. Ask those questions. Is your home going to be facing a sunset view? Is it going to be facing a sunrise? Are you going to be butted up right against your neighbors? Is it a zero lot line? Different things like that. You want to research, everything else that's going into the surrounding communities, and don't be afraid to be picky. If it means that you wait and, maybe go with a later development to get the perfect lot, something that you're going to be happy with, and that you can picture your kids riding down their bikes on the road, then do that. Don't hesitate to really, really be picky. Again, it's your dream home. So once you've checked all the other boxes, you've done all your research, you need to set realistic expectations. That's first and foremost, right? You want to plan accordingly. And to be honest, with new construction, expect delays. That's the reality of it. Sometimes you can promise timelines, the builder will promise those timelines. Just allow for a little bit of buffer. We don't want you to be disappointed. And you never know, materials might take a little bit longer, especially if you're customizing those fixtures. Plan accordingly, expect a couple delays along the way and a couple hiccups. It might take a little exercise in patience when you're building your dream home, but it will be worth it. What else on that?
Well, home inspection. It's a brand new construction, so that means you should never, ever get a home inspection. No, I'm just kidding.
Always get a home inspection.
Always get a home inspection. When it comes down to it, guys, people are building these homes.
Yeah.
They're not being 3D printed. They're not being driven onto the lot and plopped on some foundation. Errors can be made.
Absolutely.
I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
I don't. No, but seriously, when you're working with a number of different people, a lot of hands on the project, things can go wrong.
That's true. And I've seen home inspections come back on brand new construction that have sometimes 30, 40 pages.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if it's a new construction. Do your due diligence. Make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into before you get into it. And once you see that home inspection report and you feel like you can sign off, that's when you can have a little peace of mind for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, you always want to do an inspection. Sometimes people come in a competitive market and they think that it's going to benefit them in the long run to waive inspections. Ultimately, no, we never recommend waiving inspections, especially here in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different things with the environment that can happen, so get those inspections. All right, guys, we hope that you found a lot of value in this checklist for buying a new construction home. Just real quick before we end though, one quick pro tip. Always ask those builders for extra materials. The one thing you don't want is to change a door frame and have it be short of the carpet and be trying to match all the different, textures and, different stuff in the house. It's a pain. Keep the materials if you can. They usually always have extras. So that's my pro tip for the day. And if you like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell button for more notifications. And thank you, Joshua Gregorio, my amazing realtor. Check us out for more videos and we'll see you again. Thanks, guys.